you know, for every project, there is a technology aspect to it, right? Technologies, tech stack, how you're going to be implementing different levels of features. But, and it's all very important, but what's the point of having a lot of technologies and what's the point of having a lot of features and the greatest tech stack ever if you don't have a community who you can share it with? Person is actually known as the NFT marketplace advisor who has been featured in the projects, who has been featured famously in CNBC and Forbes as well. So please help me welcome this time Olúmidé Gbenro.
What's up, everybody? Hey, thanks
Hi,
for the
Olúmidé.
introduction. Hey, how are you? This is a really cool format.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Where are you right now?
I'm in Bali, Indonesia.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it's a lovely place to live and work from, and yeah, super excited to share a little bit about community building today. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for coming.
Awesome. So, do you want me to just go ahead and speak, or kind of cover some things around
Yeah,
community?
please go ahead. You can start introduce a little bit about yourself, about your background, and then you can
Okay.
introduce the topic.
Okay, yeah. So, hey everyone, I'm Olumide. So, I come from a traditional marketing and PR background, and about a year ago, I heard about NFTs. And as soon as I saw Gary Vee and sort of big entrepreneurs jumping in, I knew that there was an opportunity there. But also, I knew my ability to build a community. I've done it in the digital nomad community as well. I'm known in the community as the host mentioned. I've been featured on CNBC, Forbes, for being someone that travels and works remotely. But to focus on this in terms of the NFT space, I just want to cover a few things that I've learned in this short time. I'll put it this way: I'm not an expert. You guys know the saying, this is not financial advice, but I want to share some of the learnings I've had in terms of growing community fast in the NFT space and actually having the difference between having a community that's there quickly and the project dies, as many of you know, and communities I've seen that have a cult following. So if you guys know how the NFT space works, in the last 6 months to 8 months, 99%, like Gary Vee said, 99% of projects have failed. Why? Because most projects are not building a community. Most projects are really creating bullet points of things that are attractive to people in order to sell out, to make money. And we have things called rug pulls. You guys know there's this. Well, now we have specific topics around regular rug pulls or slow rugs. We call these things slow rugs, where a team basically launches a project, sells out, but they don't do what they say they're going to do. So one of the biggest things, if you guys are taking notes, I don't know how this works, but I just kind of share from my mind, my heart, is whoever, if you're plan to create a community, create achievable goals that you can actually deliver and start delivering early so that people can gain trust, because it's easy to make millions. And I've seen dozens of projects now, as I've advised over a dozen projects, and to be honest, 90% have been successful. But success long term, I don't know what that looks like. For one thing in particular, will these people execute on their roadmap? Will these people execute on the things they've promised? And I'll put it this way: the projects that I know that are doing well are executing on those things that they've promised to the community early. So one of them is I used to be a holder of this project called Llamaverse. You guys probably know about it. The founder has been really, really good in communicating the goals, the specific utilities, and he's executed on a lot of the things that he said he would execute. So building a community, in this case, he did that by getting the things done that he said he would get done. So I guess that example is for when projects are already developed. Let's go back to before the projects are being developed. There's two ways that I see a proper community being built. The first one is, or sorry, there's two ways that a community is built: either the fake way or the real way. And I want to tell you all the tricks. I'm gonna put everything on the table. Most projects that launched here was the formula of the projects that sold out and made millions of dollars over the last 6 months. This is the bad example I'm going to give you, because I think it's important to see the bad and the good. The bad, the way we know is really bad for our communities, and the way that's good. And several of them were in the gaming niche too. The way that these people incorrectly built a community was through hyping up the project as the next big thing. Like, if you invest in this is going to be like Bored Ape Yacht Club. This is the next. Everyone was saying this is the next Bored Ape Yacht Club. This is the next. Why is everything? Why is everybody trying to be the next Bored Ape Yacht Club? So they would hype up a project. The art was good. A lot of especially the scam projects and the projects that did do rug pulls. A lot of the art was great. So they inspired people through really good art. They paid a bunch of money to celebrities. So this is how not to build community before we get to building community, right? They got great artists who's not even doxxed. We don't even know who the artist necessarily is most of the time. Sometimes it's somebody that's known. They worked on a Marvel project or other Disney. They get this artist to create really good art. The art is actually exceptional, ladies and gentlemen. You look at the art, you're like, shit, I want one. Okay. But what they did and what these people did incorrectly in building the community is they built it by using celebrities and big influencers to shill and to basically get everybody to think it's the next big deal. The art, and that's the thing that people always say, when you invest in an NFT project, look at the art. Of course, that's my first thing. I have to like the art. If I'm going to use it as a profile photo, if I'm going to be able to show it proudly, if I see the first thing that you see to see value is the art. Okay, got it. The next thing that they do, and this is not how to build community, they hire celebrities and they build a hype to make you feel as though there's something there. But think of this as an investor or even someone that's learning or that's thinking about having a project, whether it's in gaming, whether it's in play to earn. These people hire celebrities and professionals without having utilities or without having a roadmap of things that will bring value long term. That is how not to build community. Here's how you build community. The biggest thing that I tell people on how to build community, whether it's gaming, play to earn, any of these niches that we're talking about, is building building something for the long term and communicating it with the community from the beginning. So that's, you see how it's opposite. It's like some people want to come in quick cash grab. They want to hire celebrities. What if you just created a project knowing that it would take 5 years to develop? You were honest with the roadmap and you shared with people, here are the things that we're doing, and show them that you can achieve those things. Start looking at the team members, if they have a technical background, if they've worked at a previous gaming company, if they've already worked with Univision and Ubisoft, if they work with all these big gaming companies, and maybe they're a new team forming out of this previous experience. I'm sorry, but if someone doesn't have experience in building games and they're doing a play to earn game, red flag, right? And when it comes to the community building as well, when you're building a community as a play to earn, so you've got the background, you've got the team, create achievable goals, demos, things that people are going to be looking at and saying, oh, you know what? They said the demo will be out early next year. I can see from their background, they've already done this before. I believe them. That gives you a much higher chance to recruit people early on to become members of your community. Show them your background, show them your savvy, show them the team, and show them that you can basically create and do what you're supposed to do. And I promise you, people will come along. So for me, I always think about, when it comes to community building, especially when it comes to gaming, is like, figure out what people need and put that into your timeline to show them that this is what we're going to achieve at the different times. So in my head, I just think, yeah, this is a big space that's going to go crazy when it comes to NFTs, gaming and NFTs. Everybody's heard about it. But I think people have to do a better job of creating achievable goals and transparent timelines. So everybody knows it takes a while to develop a good game, like a good game, not even super exceptional, crazy, #1 award winning, a good game that won't break, that won't glitch, that won't have all these issues. takes a while to develop these games. So why aren't people taking their time to develop the communities? Because trust me, if someone is a true member of the community, I'll be here 5 years later when the demo is ready or when the full game is launched. I will be sitting here waiting, watching the countdown. People think that you have to make stuff up and lie or create things out of thin air in order to build community. People will join your community if you just tell the freaking truth. If you just be realistic and tell them this is what we're building, here's what the trailer of the demo looks like. We're going to drop the demo late next year, and here are the ways that we want to speak to you and get feedback. We want to share some people in beta groups, la di da di da. But if you tell the truth and you share, have a capable team that you share with people up front, then you would not have issues in terms of building real community. I think one Easter egg that's really cool though is going back to the art. The same technique that the rug pull companies do, actually we can learn from that. If you can create exceptional art to show to people, you know, on Twitter and on Telegram, and when you're showing these first few fans and people that are going to be there with you along this journey, if you show up with art and a trailer that is just mouth watering, that makes them think like, oh my God, I have to have this. I have to be a part of this. I want to invest in this. If you can create something that is truly unique that hasn't been seen, or a style, maybe the art style, maybe even the storytelling, the lore in the way that you drop your you know, the news about your project, that's the secret way that these scammers were using. Why don't we use that to actually build momentum as well in projects, to build this community early on? So that's a little tip right there. But that's about all I had to say. I don't know if there's any questions, but I don't see anything on my screen.
Yeah, that's a very good comment regarding involving the celebrities into your projects. I still remember. I don't know if anyone remembers it too, when Floyd Mayweather and Kim Kardashian were shilling like,
Yeah,
what was that, Ethereum Max? What's
yeah,
Ethereum Max anyways, right? How did it end up? Even though
exactly.
it was not an NFT.
In a way, yeah. I don't even invest in celebrity projects unless it is something that they have an expertise. So I've seen a few projects related to like Michael Jordan's son. There's an NFT project on Solana that basically it's related to athletes. The utility was athletes talking to their fans. Okay, I bought that NFT. But if it's a random celebrity that you know is being paid $500,000, by the way, I know all these guys and promoters and all these people, and I know exactly how much people are being paid, and it's crazy. Like, if you see a celebrity just sharing something that they haven't been involved with, or they've had past issues, like you said, Ethereum Max, just don't do it. Like, it's clear that this is a bad strategy for your project. Even if you use that person to get a lot of views, it will harm you long term. So you're right. Like, celebrities. So let me put it this way: the influencers that we use, and as you all know, my agency is. If you want to check it, the website should be live now. We just put it up today. So, but don't kill me, because we haven't had a website. We haven't had to use a website. If you go to norugagency.com, you'll see some of our testimonials. We didn't use any celebrities on those, and most of those projects sold out. So if you're looking for influence and for people who actually get sales in your projects, I highly recommend you look at people who are already in the field taking risks, the people that are tweeting every day, that actually have a following specific to the NFT space. Those are the only kind of influencers we use for our campaigns. So yeah, stay away from celebrities unless they have an industry or a niche understanding and a utility that relates to something they've already done.
Nice. One question, maybe from me. What do you think? So you need to build your community somehow, right? You need to build them.
Hmm.
You need to connect with them. You need to entertain them. You need to guide them.
Yeah.
What do you think are the best channels? So the very standard answer here is usually like a Twitter, like a
Hmm.
Discord channel. Do you think those are the main channels, or are there some additional ones that are people maybe not paying attention enough and they should be, which they
Yeah.
should be?
Yeah, I definitely, obviously Twitter, like Twitter is where the action is. If you can create a really cool preview, trailer, photo, some lore, and you post on Twitter, and it resonates, and if it resonates with the right people, that stuff goes viral fast. Like, I can't say enough. We've tried, like I tried it, I experiment on everything. Like I said, I'm not an expert. We're not experts right now. It's only been a year for most of us. We tried paid marketing. Doesn't work for the NFT space, even when it comes to these gaming projects. So organic content. Of course, if you can get a few influencers to support you that are known in the NFT space, you can get some ambassadors on board. That's super helpful. But I can't say anything but Twitter, Twitter, Twitter. And the other thing is, I'll tell you right now, is YouTube. Okay, there's some YouTubers that only have 1,600 followers, but those are the ones that, because they're in the gaming niche, or they're in the NFT niche, they shared it with their project, with their community first, and the first 300-400 people went crazy. We're shilling, but like sharing it organically. And because, of course, as we learned earlier, the content, the art was so good that those 300 people are like your cheerleaders. They brought on thousands of people from one YouTube video. So I see other questions coming in. The second thing so the only places I hang out right now, guys, ladies and gentlemen, for NFTs and for gaming in this context, is Twitter. Twitter for the virality, for the fact that that's where NFT and gaming lives, and then YouTube, because it's the visual element of course, when you talk about an NFT project or gaming project, YouTube is where these YouTubers, niche YouTubers, hang out, and those people have power and influence, even if it's a smaller audience. Building, someone said, hey, you have to give people a chance. You did that too fast. Oh, I don't know what that means. But okay, another one. How about building a community on LinkedIn? To be honest, the community on LinkedIn thing, what I see and what I'm using LinkedIn for now is the professional B2B. Other people, matter of fact, that's how I found out about BlockTalk, who was on LinkedIn. So professionally, if you're looking for developers, artists, you're looking for other businesses collaborate with people who do AI and things like that, or AR and things like that, implementing it into NFT project. LinkedIn's great. I've always seen LinkedIn as B2B. When it comes to getting consumers, though, no, 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 no. I don't see LinkedIn as a place to go find your first 500 beta testers for your new game. I just don't see that. But you'll find your developers, and maybe people like me, marketers, people who do PR and things like that. How would you convince someone that is not convinced about crypto or NFTs that the game is not a cash grab that is going to crash sometime soon? Yeah, that's the challenge, right? Like, every project looks good, and 6 weeks later, you're like, damn, did I just lose 5 grand? Well, what I would say to that is, again, build the right team. Team, build the right team. When you All the projects that we work on now, everybody that is on the website, first of all, they're doxxed, so that's how it is, right? Beats not, yeah, okay, I'll share for sure. So first of all, those people are doxxed. Second of all, when I look at their background, yes, some people worked at major game studios, or they worked at Disney, or listen, if you have to pay someone, if you have to get an investor, and let's do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't like, I mean, I'm not your financial advisor, but go and look for people who have the experience in exactly when you want to execute. Get them on your team, put them on the website. When people go check them out, they can't say this person didn't work at Activision. Sorry, he worked at Activision. He's the best. She worked at Disney. She's the best artist. What are you talking about? So people can't say anything. Now, if you go get somebody from, there's nothing wrong with art. You got to support local artists and people like that. But you have a more of a challenge convincing people, if that person isn't fully doxxed and or has the resume or experience. So let me put it this way: if someone doesn't have the resume of working with Activision, show me a game that they built that works and looks good, and have the demo of that on your website, so they see the person is good at what you claim to be able to deliver. DAO. What's the question about the DAO? Can somebody explain that? or break it down, the person who wrote a question about it. I
I
mean,
assume you're
DAO.
reading questions from the chat, right?
Yeah, I'm reading from the chat. It just says someone just says, "How about DAO?" That's all I see. I don't know what the specific question is.
I wonder if there are any questions from the live audience. No. Maybe I have one question. Has there ever been, so you as a marketing specialist, right? Has
Yeah.
there ever been a project within the blockchain industry upon like which you've been looking for, what you've been looking at, and maybe they had like some unstandard marketing strategy, and you were like, damn, like I wish I would have thought about this. Some of the surprising marketing approaches.
I mean, we've all seen the first one that got me actually, and you guys have seen it now. The first time was when I saw the billboards. I was very surprised that people would use that for NFT or for these kind of projects because the project would be launching, you know, in 24 hours from now, and then they put the billboard. And I know, like I personally know, like that doesn't get sales, but I thought it was a brilliant campaign to basically use that imagery to run advertising, more ads, or get more attention. So you don't do billboards because you think people walking down New York's Times Square is going to like log into their phone or their laptop at Starbucks and say, "Oh, I want to buy this NFT project." So I thought, "Oh, that's stupid," but I was like, "Oh, wait, that's genius." Because you can use that for branding and basically use that photo or video to run ads. So I think that's probably the most surprising that made me think, damn, why didn't I think of that? Because I have access to partners in that space as well. And I was like, dang, I never thought about using billboards because I always think about ROI. So when I didn't think of it as an ROI, but then I saw how you could use that to run advertising. I thought that was pretty genius.
All right. Tell me your top three projects in terms of the marketing execution. Like, who do you think did it best?
Um, so I think um, this project Llamaverse is super dope. Not financial advice. So this is I guess I don't know if you call it play to earn, but you basically stake your NFTs. You earn you know, tokens or coins, tokens to basically utilize it in the game. So I think that's one project that organically, because the founder was so uh vocal, super like not proud, but like super vocal about like, I'm going to change the NFT industry, I'm going to change the things that I'm going to make this thing happen, and he was executing. I thought that Llamaverse organically on Twitter, with the founder mostly being the person to spread the word and just talk a bunch of game and back it up, was the most brilliant, one of the best marketing that I've seen. And it wasn't paid advertising, and it wasn't necessarily paying influencers. It was one dude, a core community from the start. And then, yeah, Artem, are you asking a question? Okay, another one you guys have probably seen is Invisible Ones. Invisible Ones was basically like a project for, um, you know, it was a animated walking style, super shocking. Like if you can look it up right now, type Invisible Ones, and the art was so good that it also went viral. And I thought, again, the art spoke for itself. It was like a thing where it was so good that people couldn't help but share, you know. So yeah, that's another one. And then who would I say is another one? Those are the two I can think of. I can't really think of anything else that really
Maybe
like
apes.
I know I didn't want. I could say the board. I could say Board Ape Yacht Club, but everybody knows them and everybody. But okay. So for Board Ape, what I like about them is they basically turned it into a real business. It's not just guys, three dudes that just like said, "Hey, let's get rich off of NFTs." They stumbled on something amazing. They really wanted to be innovative, and they basically have a professional group of people in this project. So it's like literally a real business. And the way they run their marketing in terms of like organically on Twitter, building communities is the best. Obviously, that's why they're so successful. And no, I don't own one. I got in. I got in a little bit to a place where I was like, maybe I'll get a mutant. But yeah, I would love to own a bored ape soon. Or I'd love to own a mutant ape soon. So yeah,
Me too, brother. Me too. All right.
yeah.
One more time, one last time. Are there any questions from the live audience? There is no. Olumide, tell me, how can the people reach out to you by the internet, by Twitter, your on some of the channels of
Yeah,
yours?
yeah. So I just if you look at our on my screen, it says norugagency.com. We don't rug you, baby. We actually help you launch A to Z NFT projects. So if you're looking to launch NFT project, go to norugagency.com. And all my Twitter is my first underscore last name, Olúmidé underscore Gbenro. So I'm sure it's in the notes or it's in the schedule somewhere. But you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and check out norugagency.com if you're looking to launch an NFT project A to Z. We have the entire gamut from developers to artists. We have PR access to large publications to help you reach the masses. And we have influencers that actually aren't scammers. So norugagency.com. Thanks.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate you. Can we get a round of applause?
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. Much love from Bali. See y'all later. Peace.
All right, guys. So at this point, we're gonna take another break to take a water, to take some drinks, to get a little bit of snack and chat with each other. And we'll be back with another speaker very soon. Thank you.